Yo, what is up guys? This is EvoZims and you're watching episode 3 of my Java coding series for complete beginners. So in this video what we're going to pretty much do is just code up your first ever Java program. It's going to be pretty cool, so don't worry about all the little details and stuff like that. I'm just going to be coding the program up for you guys and show you guys step by step what you need to be doing. As to what's going on, pretty much I won't be teaching you guys that yet because it's going to be really complicated at first, so I kind of just want you guys to get familiar with the terms and kind of learn what coding at this level is all about, so you can start making your own little programs as well. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Alright, so the first thing I want you guys to do is first we're going to kind of just check whether or not you have Java installed correctly. So we're going to go to Start and we're going to go to CMD, just type that in the Start menu and then go ahead and pop this out here. And once it's here, then all you have to do is type in Java with that little dash version, enter. And if you find all this stuff over here with Java version 1.8.0, you're probably not going to have this exact version. You're probably going to have something different. But as long as you see stuff like this, you are pretty much good to go. If you do see some errors, then you probably didn't edit the environment variables correctly. You can watch my previous video on how to do that properly. Alright, so once that's done, what I want you guys to do is head over to Notepad. So you can go ahead and open that up. The reason why we're going to be working in Notepad is pretty much for simplicity's sake, at least at the moment. So for now, what we're going to do is go ahead and start coding up the program. So when you want to make any kind of Java program, you're going to have two things. First, you want to have a file name, all right? So what you want to do is type in public class, and then you type in the file name right here. You would definitely want to have a capital letter for the file name. Okay, public class, and we're gonna just call it the test file, right? So the next thing we're gonna do is get a little brace in here. These are called braces, an outer brace and a closed brace. So we're gonna pretty much be typing stuff in here, but as you may know, coding kind of gets long as heck, and you might be writing stuff forever. Well, not ever, but like you might be writing a lot of lines. So what we tend to do is something called formatting. I'm not going to go into too much detail as to what formatting is, but if you type enter over here, you can see that the bracket does go down a little bit. And if you type in stuff over here, you're technically still within that little brace, right? So that's pretty cool. And it allows us to, not code in this small little area. It's actually really nice. Anyway, so that's really basic, but anyway, what you want to do is kind of head over here, press the tab button so that you can get a little bit of an indentation. And then what we're going to do is type up the main method. This is something that you literally need in every single Java program. Public static void main open parentheses, not brace, it's a parentheses, and then capitalize this S over here in string, and then we're gonna have brackets. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of different grouping symbols. Hopefully you guys took algebra before you're starting this. If not, it's still okay. I mean, you'll pick it up pretty easily. And then you want to type in args over here, stands for arguments, I believe, and then another open brace and a closed brace. And we're going to be typing within this brace, so yeah, we're going to have to do that little thing over here. Okay, and I'm just going to be doing a little bit of formatting over here. I'm going to be formatting implicitly. It's kind of just, you guys just kind of have to copy paste whatever I have over here. And I will have the whole source code in the description. You guys can go ahead and check that out. So now we have public class test right over here. This is the file name, and we have the main method. So hopefully you guys aren't too confused yet. If you guys have no idea what the heck's going on, literally just copy everything you have here, everything I have here, and put it in your notepad. That's literally it. I don't want you guys to get too confused with this. It's nothing to be confused about yet. Yeah. Anyway, so what we're going to first do is type in a little command line. We're pretty much going to tell the computer to say something for us. And to do this, we're going to be typing out system.out. Oh, and you have to capitalize this S over here. Java is a case-sensitive language, so things that are not capitalized properly will have issues. It's just going to pretty much have errors everywhere, so make sure you're definitely capitalizing things that need to be capitalized. Not everything has to be capitalized, but some things do, and you have to memorize all of it. Anyway, so system.out.println, ln stands for line, open parentheses and close parentheses, and within the parentheses we're going to be typing in little quotation marks for a quote, I guess. It's just some word, and we're going to be typing hello world, like the computer's pretty much speaking out to the world. It's like, hello, I'm a thing now, I can speak. So what we're gonna do is end this sentence. I guess you can kind of call this a sentence, and we're gonna have a semicolon over here. Normally in like the English language, we would type in a period if we're ending a sentence, or whatever punctuation mark, like an exclamation point or whatever, but in Java, you're pretty much only going to be using this semicolon to end your quote-unquote sentences. You might be asking, why the heck aren't we using semicolons for these areas as well? The reason for that I'm not going to go into right now. Just realize that you have to have it for everything within these braces. Well, most things. Anyway, that's just complicated stuff. We'll figure that out later. Anyway, so what we're going to do is run this program. Running a program is just as simple as, you know how you like double click any of these games? Like if I open Grand Theft Auto right now, it would open the game up, show the whole screen and, whatever had happened. So similarly, we're going to be opening up this program, but how do we do that? Well, first of all, we don't have an icon or something like this for Notepad. Well, we do, but this is just to open Notepad. We want to open this single program that we typed up. So how do we do that? What we're going to do is head over to File. We're going to go to Open. Oh yeah, and make sure you save it. You want to save it as something. Save it as the same name as you have over here. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So I'm going to capitalize the T, E-S-T, and then instead of making it a text file, you're going to have to make it a .java file. So .java right over here. And I'm going to put it on my desktop actually. So boom, so we saved it, and here it is on the desktop. Pretty cool. So what I want you guys to do now is go ahead and go to your File Explorer, go to your desktop, well, wherever you saved it, right, basically. And what I want you guys to do is, assuming you saved it on your desktop, go ahead and type in cmd, open it up, and now your command line, or sorry, your command prompt is looking for files within the desktop folder. Does that make sense? See how this is like, oh, local to C, users, Zim, whatever. This is my hard drive, by the way. It's pretty much just looking for files in here. If you try to look for a file that's in like documents or something, within here, it won't be able to find it. That's just some extra stuff. You guys will figure that out on your own. Anyway, so what we want to do is kind of just open up this Java file. So normally we would just like test.java, and then just press enter. I'm actually just going to do that right now for you. Learn a little bit about the command prompt, test.java. And when I press enter, it opens this up. This isn't the program itself though. I mean, it's the code for it, but it's not running it. So what we're going to do is actually run the program within this little command prompt. So we're going to type in Java C. C stands for compile. I'm not going to teach you about what compiling is yet, but just understand that this is how you run a program. Java C. This is one way to run a program. So we're compiling the test.java, and then we're just going to press enter. Okay, and now we have the test.class file. It was down over there. So now we're going to be running this file, because basically computers can't understand the language that we have over here. This is language that we understand. What the computer needs to do is kind of convert that into machine language, literally, and it kind of makes it into this weird looking code which only it can understand, so that it can run it. It's pretty much that simple. So that's kind of what the C stands for. It stands for compile. In other words, convert, or I don't know, convert would be a pretty good way to say it. Anyway, so we're going to run that test file. So we're going to type in Java test. You don't have to do .class this time. So we're going to enter it, and we messed up. Okay, cool. I haven't done this in a very long time. Test. Okay. Yeah, I'm stupid. You know how I told you about how Java was case sensitive? Yeah, it's pretty annoying, so you pretty much have to get that capital T in there. If I had this as a lowercase t, then it would have to be lowercase as well. So I'm just going to do this again real quick. CMD. I'm in the wrong folder. I should be in the desktop folder. To do that, you have to go to your File Explorer. Well, one easy way to do that is to go to File Explorer, go to desktop, type in CMD over here in the bar, press enter, and now we are here in the desktop folder. Now we're going to be searching for the test file again. We already have the class for it, so we don't have to compile it again. Compiling was this, by the way, javac test.java. That was how you compile it. It still compiles it even though I don't have this capitalized, but when you're running it, you have to have it capitalized. I'll show you guys it right here. I'm just going to put test, and see, it's like, oh, could not find it. Hello, what's wrong? And that's going to happen a lot, honestly. You're just going to have to get used to it and kind of just remember every single time Java test. Okay, and so it outputted hello world. Okay, so I want to do one more thing before I end the video. This is pretty much going to be a thing that I do in every one of these videos. It's going to be a recap or a review of everything we've done. The reason why I'm going to be doing this is because I want to make sure that you guys know exactly what went on in this video and, you know, kind of take away at least something from it. Because I know obviously you're not going to remember everything, but you can come to this section of the video just for reference and just kind of refresh your memory a little bit about what happened for this episode. So the first thing we're going to do is check whether or not you have Java installed, right? That's the first thing we did in this video. Oops. We're going to go to start, type in CMD. And it doesn't matter where you do this in, all you have to do is type in java-version, press enter, and as long as you see this and not some kind of error, you're good to go. Now the next thing we're going to do, step 2, is pretty much just go to Notepad. If you do have Notepad++ or Sublime text editor, you can use those, that's totally fine. I'm just using this because I know everyone has Notepad on their PCs, so yeah. Anyway, so once you're in Notepad, you're going to type in this stuff. Public class, give it a class name or a file name. I'm just going to put test, brace right here, and then another brace, and then just press enter a bunch of times, and then press tab to get a little bit of an indentation. Public static void main, parentheses, string, bracket, args, parentheses, brace, close brace over here. I'm kind of just lining these braces up right here. See that? This brace lines up with that. This brace lines up with that. A little bit of formatting. And then we're just going to type in something for the computer to say. It's going to be capital S system.out.println. A little bit of parentheses over here. And then in the quotes, you're going to type whatever you want. I am a programmer. Cool, right? And then end every single line with a semicolon. Don't ever forget this, by the way. And so that's literally it. I'm just gonna get rid of the spacing over here, a little bit of formatting, and then we're just gonna hit save. I'm gonna go over here, save it. It's gonna prompt me to give it a name, and we have to name it the same name over here. We absolutely have to do that. So test, and then make it a .java file. If you have this .java over here, this is called a file extension, by the way. If you have this, it automatically converts it into a Java file and it will read it as such. Okay, save. And now we have a test.java file, okay? Now step 3, is this step 3? I don't remember. We're gonna have to run the file. What we wanna do is open up the command prompt. The easiest way to do so is over here, press open, go type CMD in the search bar, and it will open up the command prompt in the directory which you were currently in. That was a little confusing, but just do what I just said. And so what I want you to do now is open up the test.java file just to see if we're in the right directory, and then press enter. And there we go. It opens up our program. It doesn't run it, it just opens the code for it. Okay, cool. So we're gonna now run the program by typing javac, C stands for compile, basically just translating the English language, this little code over here that we can read, and it's gonna translate it into machine language so that the computer can understand it. Javac, test.java, and then all we have to do now is run the little compiled file that it just created, and that's called the test.class. You're only going to be running the class files. You're not going to be running the code itself. So Java test, very simple. This is a capital T, so I also have to make this capital. Boom, I am a programmer. That's what it says in here. And if you guys want to change anything in here, you can do so. just gonna say poopy and save that. If you try doing it again though, which is, I'm just gonna type Java test again, it's gonna say I am a programmer because it has the machine language of the previous program. I did save it too. You can also save by hitting Control S. So I did save it, but why is it not working? Well, it's still using the old file. So what we have to do is recompile. Yeah, it's kind of tedious, but you kind of have to do that as a beginner. Java C, test.java. It's going to overwrite this folder. Sorry, it's going to overwrite the file, and now we can just run it. Boom, poopy. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys understand all that 3-step process. Just check the version, code up the program, and then open the program, then run it. It's really simple. It's just, I guess it's 4 steps. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any questions, make sure you do. I guess you can just comment in the comment section below and just hit me up on Discord, on Twitter, whatever, doesn't matter. All my social media links are in the description. And so with that said, that's pretty much it. We're going to be working with variables and other stuff in the next video. It's just going to be a little bit of math. It's going to be pretty fun, I think. And that's pretty much it for this. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.